154 sonnets, 39 plays, 3 long narrative poems, and a few other verses. The brilliant canon of perhaps the best literary writer of all times. Believe me, at this very moment, someone somewhere in the world is reading Shakespeare. William Shakespeare is described by many critics as the most influential writer in English language, and his works continue to be studied in all countries around the world. Well, the detailed discussion of Shakespeare's plays and other literary works may be the subject matter of other videos in the future, maybe. But what we are going to talk about in this video today is the reasons why Shakespeare is so important and so influential even today, not only in English literature and language, but also in the world literature in a broad sense. It's interesting to mention here that some critics believe that Shakespeare's works are not written by Shakespeare, and there are a number of people at that time, including Edward, the Earl of Oxford, Queen Elizabeth herself, Ben Jonson, and etc., who are the possible candidates for these masterpieces. What is important is that it doesn't matter, and nobody cares about these rumors. Whether William Shakespeare wrote these masterpieces or not, these artistic works in literature are the most influential pieces of all time. And why is that? Let me explain in 3 important, very important reasons. One of the important reasons is that Shakespeare adds to the English language. His works are written more than 400 years ago, but his words, which is related to his creativity in writing, are still common in modern times. He made up more than 1,700 new words, and this heightens the level of literature we are facing today. This is why, except for hundreds of translated versions, people around the world still are looking for the original English version of William Shakespeare's plays. While people consider Shakespeare hard to understand because of his kind of poetic language, perhaps he is not difficult to understand on the stage at all. Don't forget, these plays are written to be performed on the stage lively, and when we are reading them on the paper, yes, they are complex, they are difficult, but they are meant to be performed. And if we watch them on the stage lively, it is not difficult to understand them, even if our native language is not English. Another reason why Shakespeare is still relevant is the character relationships. All kinds of relationships are present in William Shakespeare's plays, and this is what we have in our own life. Lovely relationships, family relationships. We have also complex and strict families, such as those we have in Romeo and Juliet. We have father-daughter relationships, such as those we have in King Lear, and so on. So we can say the relationships created by William Shakespeare are universal. And not only these relationships are universal, but also the themes Shakespeare uses are also universal and applicable to every single culture. Themes like love, hatred, family, betrayal, loss, war, and even race. These are the themes that are universally applicable to every country, every culture, and every kind of people. Such universality makes Shakespeare an influential writer in literature, and his presence is felt in lots of poems, novels, and plays after him. Since we are talking about the universal themes in Shakespeare's works, it is interesting to refer to the 3rd reason of Shakespeare's immortality. His works are kind of archetypes for universal ideas and universal images. I mean, his works and his ideas are the perfect example of what we know about a certain idea. So if we are saying about love, the perfect example is Shakespeare. If we are going to say about immortality, if we are going to say about humanity, if we are going to say about a betrayal, Shakespeare is the perfect example. So he stands as the archetype for later literature comes after him. An archetype can be a character, an idea, an action, or a situation which represents universal patterns of human nature. This kind of archetypal role makes his works influential, and the literature after William Shakespeare always looks back to see these patterns. As a general example, we can refer to Romeo and Juliet as the archetype for love, or forbidden love, or let's say a doomed love. So any literary work dealing with this topic has Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet in mind because it is the primary and the best example of it. So Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet stands as a pattern, a model for forbidden love themes for the rest of the literature coming after. Do you want to change your life forever? Just read any version of complete works of William Shakespeare. He is the finest psychologist, the finest historian, and the finest literary movement we have ever seen. Whatever he says, even today, holds true. So please read at least Hamlet, Merchant of Venice, Julius Caesar, Macbeth, and King Lear. At least read these 5 plays, please. Thanks for watching this video, guys. My name is Sohail, and if you are interested in topics related to literature, literary criticism, reading, and so on, hit that subscribe button down below to watch my future videos as well. And if you have any recommendations or any ideas for creating my videos, let me know in the comment section down below, and like this post if you think it adds value. Take care.